Here are some of the targeting options that you can do for a YouTube campaign. So this is the AdWords interface. This is the old interface. I can show you something on the new interface shortly. But in terms of targeting, I'm at the ad group level, sorry, the campaign level. So you've got your ad group here, and it's just a test ad group for YouTube. But you head over to video targeting, and these are your options here. So you've got demographic, interest, remarketing, placements, topics, and keywords. In terms of demographics, which is the tab we're on here, you've got age, and I've got it set between 25 and 54. As you can see, the green is active and the excluded ones are red there. Gender, I think for this one I've just got males selected, and they're excluding female and unknown. Unknown could include both males and females here, so if I want to be really targeted, you should get enough scale with just selecting male or just selecting female. Parental status, I leave these open generally, unless you've got a product which is specific to parents or not parents. I'll generally leave that open. Household income is the same. I am not sure how robust this data is in Australia. I know that it's a lot better in America at the moment, so I'd leave that untouched for the time being. And then you've got interests. So interests here, there's a couple of different types of interest targeting. So if you go plus interest, for example, it's going to ask you to choose an ad group to sort of add it into, and these are your options here. So you've got affinity, in-market, custom, affinity, and life events. Affinity is broader. It's an audience type buy along with in-market audiences. So affinity here is users who have shown interest in something like fitness or yoga or something like that. In market is more product orientated. It's users who have shown more intent based interest. So it's the last 2 to 4 weeks users have shown, I guess, intent in buying something along the lines of these categories here. So education, consumer electronics, user may have shown interest in purchasing something camera related, so a lens or a digital SLR. So that's in market. The reach is going to be a little bit lower on these. I don't think it's quite as broad in terms of the number of users that you can reach, but it's still plenty of scale. You'd definitely be able to get some spend away and see some great results with in market. I would recommend testing in different ad groups too. So I'll do one ad group with affinity, one with in market, and go from there. So custom affinity, I've got another video if you want to check out my channel on how to set up a custom affinity audience. So what that is it creates a basket of terms, so URLs, interests, and keywords, and it creates a persona to better target the user that you're after. Life events. Life events is relatively new, and it's great for, it's quite specific at the moment, so there's not too many options, but the main ones you've got here are moving, so moving soon, recently moved. You've got marriage, getting married soon, recently married, and college related life events, so graduating soon or recently graduated. You've also got some consumer patterns related ones, so you can find those in affinity audiences if you type in frequently, I believe, and it will come up with so these are more consumer pattern related interests, so you'll find them in the affinity tab there, and it's people who frequently do something. So frequently visit salons, frequently dine out, frequently eats breakfast out, dinner out, lunch out. Live events is a great one. People who are frequently going out and attending those live events. So that's another great option for targeting here on YouTube. So that's that second tab. Remarketing, this is where if you were to create, you have a AdWords remarketing pixel down and you want to build an audience for anyone who's visited your site specifically, you would create that audience, and then this is where you could add it in here. So you'd create the audience in shared library and audiences, and then once you've done so, it will come up as an option. So I don't have any here, I don't think, but it would appear here, and you would just select it and add it over to the right. Placements. Placements is YouTube channels specifically, so URLs. So they're actually called managed placements. So if you wanted to run across a specific YouTube channel, for example, Logan Paul, there's a lot of volume there, a little bit controversial at the moment with recent news. But if you wanted to run your ads across his channel, you would add his URL. So you'd select your ad group again. So that's saying that I want to target this ad group with this placement, and you would simply paste in the URL of the YouTube channel. You can also search for placements. Let's see if it comes up. It may or may not. There we go. So you could run across his channel specifically. You can also run across specific YouTube videos, websites, mobile apps. But the targeting such as these is going to be a lot less scale, so it's going to be a lot harder to spend. So I'd recommend not having too much budget allocated to a managed placement. Once your campaign's running, this is where in placements and where ads were shown, this is where you can see what videos your ads are appearing against. So you would hit the YouTube tab there and it would display all the URLs and YouTube videos specifically that your ads are appearing in front of. Topics is more of a contextual buy. So Google will segment users based on their browsing behavior and what sites they're visiting most frequently. So these are topics here. You can see them about to load. So Google will segment users into sites related to books and literature, business and industrial, computers and electronics, and that kind of thing. This gets quite granular again. For example, pets and animals, pets. You can go specific pets. Yeah, and that's your topics. Then you've got keywords. Keywords are contextual keywords. So it's keywords related to whatever you're typing in. It's not specifically search query based, so it's more upper funnel rather than lower funnel. And it is harder to get spend away here. So I would recommend testing keywords. One thing also to note is that I would generally do these in different ad groups. So keywords, topics, and interests, all in separate ad groups. If you were to do one ad group with topics and keywords in the same, it's an and relationship, so that's going to be more targeted. So if you want to get really specific, that's something you could test out.